What's up, people? What's up, everybody? Welcome. Come on. Welcome. Step outside the box. Step outside the box. Appreciate you. I'm your host, Mike Terry. This is a brand new year, people. It's a brand new year. It's 2024. Yay! And all that other stuff, man. I'm excited to be here. I got a very special guest with me here today. Before I bring him onto the podcast, I do want to introduce him. I got to let you know a little bit about him. Since 2012, he has accomplished much within the music community in New York, as well as in his hometown of Syracuse, and hit many of the accolades as one of upstate New York's hardest working artists. He has since carved his own lane of positive, uplifting vibe music and continues to lead the way in his field of work. Exoticz is a very experienced and professional individual in his field of work, as well as respected within the music scene. Ladies and gentlemen, we are bringing you the quality upon quality. Give a big round of applause and a big welcome for Xavier Exoticz, everybody. Xavier Exoticz.
What's going on, y'all? How y'all be? It's your boy Exoticz here.
Happy to have you, man. Appreciate
Happy to be here, man. Happy to be here. You already know. All love.
This is people may not know this, man. I met Xavier Exoticz. I don't know what year it was, 2015 maybe, but at the OG Funkin' Waffles, man. OG Funkin' Waffles.
Northside.
I ain't gonna lie. When I think about that spot, and a lot of different talent came through that area, man. It was a legit open mic. So it wasn't just comedy, it was music, it was poetry, it was, fucking magicians. It was anything was welcome. So there's a lot of people that I remember that are cinched in my brain. You are definitely one of them, man. So
I appreciate that.
Absolutely, bro.
Yeah, we did a lot up there in that north side. It was it paved the way for a lot of the artists in the city to really shine, get their crafts in line and whatnot. So comedians, dancers, rappers, singers, all that stuff.
Forgot about the dancers, yeah.
Oh yeah, they had a bunch of those.
Yeah, it was freaking so I remember they had showcases and stuff like that.
Yep.
Were you on any of those?
Yeah, we actually I think I was on a group called Last Hope Entertainment, and then before that I was on a group called Mike Killers Entertainment, and both of us I was the booking agent for our groups, and we would go there, do showcases, bring in new artists, bring in traveling artists, bigger names and whatnot, just to not only give some of the people of Syracuse something to like actually go do, but to give the artists of Syracuse a way to present themselves and a platform to kind of project, the music and work that they've been working on. So
that's something that was a vibe, man. Each one teach one. Helping others and stuff like that. It was a college scene. It's right up on the hill, university. When I ask this question, it's usually it's no longer just comedians. I usually say, "What is your comedy origin story? How did you get started?" But what is your music origin story? What lit that spark for you?
Damn. Well, most people don't know about me. I used to be a choir boy, actually. So I was in choir for a lot of my schooling years, probably elementary up till middle school, up straight into high school. I was a outstanding senior in my senior choir. I did like a whole bunch of like music and plays, musical stuff like that. I was always involved in all that stuff. No matter how nerdy it seemed or whatever it was, it just kind of had a spark with me, So I always stayed around it. I was, even if it was just like stage crew, something like that in the background. I didn't always have to be in the foreground. But eventually I just started getting more and more into it. And especially after I left school, I used to always have this like this notebook full of just poems and whatnot, just like poetry, things I would write down that just sounded nice. And it wasn't until I ran into a buddy of mine, shout out to Tyler Prescott, that he went to go pick me up one time. We went to go somewhere, and I was just finishing a rhyme. So I was like, "Hold on one second, let me finish this down." He goes, "What are you writing there?" And I said, "I'll just be writing remixes and stuff to whatever I hear." And it just happened to be like some Drake song, whatever it was. So he's like, "Let me hear it." So I spit it for him a little bit. And by the time I got done, he goes, "Yo, like that's really fucking good. Like, if you don't go and pursue this, like you're stupid. Like you sound really, really nice right now." So it's kind of how it really started from there. Like that's where I was like, "All right, well, let me see how this goes. Take that first step and see what direction we had kind of start heading towards."
That's what's up, bro. How did you find out about Funkin' Waffles?
Actually, so I went to Funko Waffles with a buddy of mine named Brandon. We used to just do music up there, and
Okay.
he was one of my producers at the time, beat engineers. So we were just kind of going around looking for new people to collab with. Because, like I said,
Yeah.
I'm new to the scene
Yeah.
back then. You know what I'm saying? So I was looking for people to collab with, more producers to work with, and whatever like that. So we were told by a couple of our buddies that there was an open mic at Funko Waffles, and it's over by SU, so they could get a lot of the traveling artists that come in and out of there and whatnot. It's a
Yeah.
little bit more of exposure area. So we said, screw it. We went down there and I got in the hole with Adam Gold, who owns the franchise and whatnot, and
Okay.
great guy. All the hosts that were there were also mad loving and
Yeah. Yeah.
respectful and all that stuff. And it just
Shout
kind of
out.
made,
My bad. Shout out to Corey Smithson.
oh yeah.
Uh, LaRue
Route
Woodford.
Scout, yeah, Route Scouts
Route
there,
Scout.
yeah.
Yo.
That's my man right
Route
there.
Scout
Fuck
is
with
in my
Route Scout.
brain forever.
I
Shout
love
out.
Route Scout. Shouts
Shout
to
out.
Route, man. Good
Yeah.
man.
It's
But yeah,
crazy. So
it was a nice time. I love Funko Bobbles. That North site has a very special place in my heart. I mean, we
yeah.
did a lot of the showcases we did there, a lot of the music I used to test out,
Okay.
whether it just be just trying to hear fans' reactions, make sure that something's up to par. All right, this landed, this one didn't.
Mm.
A lot of things were brought through the Funko Waffles like trudging grounds. Like those were like old school days. They're like
Yeah, bro.
ingrained in my head. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
bro.
anyone who was around for those days, they know that was a golden era of Syracuse hip
Yeah.
hop. You know?
That was like I know I think we all had different experiences too in a positive way. Like I
Mhm.
know me as well as other stand-up comedians I learned because of the atmosphere.
Yeah,
So like maybe you would say it's like a deep atmosphere or just a multi-layered atmosphere. Uh so like when we would be telling jokes sometimes like, if they ain't find this shit funny, they just wouldn't laugh and that's what it was.
brutally honest for sure.
Yeah, and then if you got like if it was black people, we get 2 chances. If it was white people, we get 3 chances. You don't make them laugh in 3 chances, they about to carry on the conversation,
Yep.
and sometimes loudly.
Hmm.
And then but that made just, our skin thick and stuff
Yeah.
like that definitely helped me to be a better comedian, so I definitely hold that place in high regard. Um, I haven't been to the new one downtown just yet. I know that they got an open mic down there.
Yeah, every Sunday they do open mic. It's actually hosted by Route Scout now. So
Okay.
he went from being a part of these showcases to actually running it. So,
Oh,
once
okay.
again, shouts to him. But yeah, right down there on Clinton Street in Syracuse,
Okay.
you can catch them have they usually have it, I want to say Sundays at 8 p.m., I want to say, but it could
Okay.
be 7 o'clock. I could be wrong. But yeah, every
Okay.
Sunday they got open mic down there. They usually have a lot of bands coming in, circulating in and out the city from there.
Yeah.
Adam Gold and the Sophistic Funk band are really, really popular. So they actually always perform there too. It's a really nice
Okay.
spot. Fungo Waffles is a very pivotal part, I would say, in the music scene or comedy scene in Syracuse. Period.
Yeah,
Whether it was
man.
the north side or the downtown one. So
It's been able to be consistent too, man. Like I know sometimes it can be difficult to get a spot going, let alone one that's reoccurring.
mhm.
Because I've had like an open mic that I ran, and I think we were doing that for we had like 2 seasons to a degree. So I think first season was like 6 months or whatever, and then it was another 6 months, and then it was over after that. But you learn to appreciate when you have somewhere stable to go to practice your craft and stuff like
Absolutely.
that. Um, I don't know, man. There's beautiful things about life. It's 2024, man. People. I don't know. People are still saying "New Year, New Me," but I'll always push that we should always be reaching for something.
Yeah,
As a people, as individuals, always evolving and growing. You don't want to be the same person at 35 that you was at 18.
exactly.
You know what I mean? So, uh, I'll ask you this question and I'll answer it after. What's one thing that you'll let go of this year? One
Hmm.
thing that you'll reach for?
All right, then I'm gonna let go of. I used to. I don't say I used to. I kind of still do, but I'm very, very comparing. So
Okay.
like if I see someone who started with me, let's say I'll shout out my boy Shy Tiz. Shy Tiz and I started doing music at the north side of Funk and Waffles around the same time. He was a little
Okay.
bit older than me, but we both started doing say around that same era. So I'd always like subconsciously compare myself to like what he's doing. So
Yeah.
let's say he's got a show out there, he's going to the studio, he's doing this. I got to be like, all right, well, if he's doing it, then I got to do it. And I got to stop getting into that comparing me towards someone else like mentality, because like everyone's their own person, everyone's moves at their own pace.
Yeah.
And I'm a very big believer in equal opportunity does not mean equal outcome. You know what I'm saying? So just
Oh,
because we all have the same ability to go to the same show, do the same thing, doesn't mean that we're all going to get the same crowd reaction, responses, engagement, all that stuff. It's
yeah.
all different. It all varies between different people. So I got to stop putting myself in. All right, I saw World Be Free to drop his tape, and he's got 6, world renowned act or headliners on there, and
Yeah.
I'm dropping my mixtape, and I got a couple Syracuse guys, a couple Virginia guys, a couple Florida guys, and
Yeah.
I got to stop comparing. I just just make the music that I like to make. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm very big on trying to compare myself to other people as far as like where I should be, and I
Yeah.
got to know that everyone has their own pace and moves at their own progress. So like I,
Absolutely,
as
bro.
long as I'm in a motion forward, I gotta feel good about that, no matter how small, how big, yada yada. Because
Mhm.
I may not be doing as good as the next, but I'm doing better than others. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
you can look at it in one way or the other way as well. So, but trying to reach towards 2024, I think one of my bigger goals would oh, I guess just letting go of the bullshit, man. Like so many people let other things like block them. I'm really big on like you're either gonna find a way to get around it, or you're gonna find an excuse. And I'm
Yeah.
super big on I don't accept excuses. Like excuses is the lazy man's way of getting around, like trying to just blame other people or other things or situations for your current situation. And like yeah, everyone
Absolutely.
puts themselves in their own situation. So if you in a spot that you don't like, it's because you brought yourself there. So instead of blaming everyone else or sitting there feeling sorry for yourself, you just pull yourself up by the bootstraps. Like, all right, how do I get myself out of this situation? How do I change the lighting or the perspective so that way I can get a different, view of the goal or whatever like that. How do I achieve it?
Yeah.
Like I'm not a give up type of person, but I
Absolutely.
also you need to make sure that I stop comparing myself to everyone because like I said, although a lot of people be doing a lot in the city, it sometimes kind of fuels me to kind of keep going. But I don't
Yeah.
want to make sure I'm limiting myself to just what this person did or just what that person did. That there's more that I can do or that more that needs to be done that I may not be looking at. So
Yeah. And you never know where your journey can take you, man. Like
exactly.
from experience, like uh, I'm a believer. I'm not pushing anything, but I'm a believer in Christ. I do believe that there are certain times where you gotta do like a slingshot method.
Hmm.
He'll pull you back away from the crowd, everybody doing their thing, everybody prospering, but you over here and what you don't know, you're learning freaking uh uh I want to say goals, but that's the wrong word. I'm looking for character carving.
Yeah.
So your character is being carved during this time, and the fast forward of what I'm saying is you're learning things that you may need on the next level.
Exactly.
So right now you on this level, everybody prospering, but when it is your time to go ahead and be released, it's your time
Hmm.
and stuff like that. Not putting yourself above anybody, but I say that to be encouragement, man. Never rush your journey.
Yeah, patience is very, very key. Like there's a reason why you're at the stage you're at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Whether it be some people, I'll take basketball for example. Some people in high school think that they can just go straight to the NBA or straight to
yeah,
college play right from high school. But like yo, there's a chain of events that you need to go through so you can get all the experience that you need so that way when you get to that next level you're ready for it and you're not just getting there based off luck or anything like that. It's actually because you earned your spot there. You know what I'm saying? You deserve to be there and
mhm,
you fought for it. I think
yeah.
there's a little bit of a difference.
Because you don't want to you get to that next level and then it's gone just like that.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? But
And
when
one mess up is all it takes. You know what I'm saying? You get to
yeah,
that next level, you mess up once, you going right back down. You know what I'm
right,
saying? So it's better to stay back down. And then when you rise up, all right, cool. Now I'm at this level. All right, now what do I need to get to this level? All right, cool. Now I got to get up here. And then like you just inch your way up. And by the time you look back over a year, a month, couple weeks, yada, yada, you're different. You're in a different growing area. So
yeah. Now for you, one thing for me, I gotta let go of, and uh, I'm trying not to be too graphic. I know what it is, but I'm like it might be TMI, so I'll just say uh, procrastination. I'll say that for
yes.
sure. So
That's a killer for sure.
procrastination, I think, can come in a lot of different forms sometimes. You know what I mean? And once again, I'm trying not to give TMI, but say for example, you gotta be up at 10 o'clock. You know what I mean? But
Because you had to fix a
Pornhub,
furnace the day before.
Pornhub is calling you. You know what I mean? So Pornhub want your time from 6 to 9 and jump like that. You don't
Yeah.
know that, but the suggestion list. I feel like the suggestion list is of the devil, man. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't even be watching the video sometimes. I be like, all
Just the
right,
captions enough.
yeah.
Like,
I'm like,
damn, all
hold on, let
right.
me see if it's a better bitch real quick. Let me see. Let me see if she down here. That'd be the brother's downfall
Hmm.
sometimes. So gotta let go of that, man. I'm learning different things too. Like when you abstain and stuff like that. Some people call it No Nut November. Some people call it No Fap. Um, that it can raise your testosterone and all that. But
Hmm.
I'm like, there's one time where I went a while without it, and I'm like, uh, nigga, I'm too aggressive. I need to go. I need to go sit down and nut
Go beat
somewhere.
somebody ass
Right,
right now.
right. I'm like, yo, all right, I gotta calm down, bro. I'm playing motivational music while doing lift and shit. Like I'm making people uncomfortable. But yeah, procrastination for me. And one thing I'm reaching for, man, is just, I mean, that goes with procrastination, but on the other side, it's just uh being better prepared, I guess. I know that there are things in life that you can't prepare for, but say like uh, you know, damn. Yeah, with comedy, it could be all right, I didn't have one. I tried to pull one out my ass, I'll be honest.
Well, those
But
who fail to plan or prepare are preparing to fail. So like
yeah,
that's a big fact. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
if you don't plan out your lines, you won't have any familiarity when they come up. You know, it's the whole point of planning is to make sure that when something comes up, it's going according to plan. If you have like a comedy routine and you know that, all right, this is my punchline, how do I get there? And you plan your way up there, it's going to be a little bit more successful or hit a little harder than if you just freeballing your way around and then eventually you get there. Like, you know, because you can't do that consistently every single time. But
yeah,
when you plan it out, you know where you're going for, and you go, all right, A to B to C to D, it lays itself right out. It's a little easier. So, yeah,
yeah,
100%.
man.
Procrastination and preparation are definitely two things you need to let go of and start working more on. I think for
Yeah.
everyone too, not even just us.
I appreciate that, man, for sure, bro. Because like with comedy, like there's times, like say at an open mic, I can go up there, with some ideas in my head and stuff like that, and I can make magic. And then the next week, I'm just like, all right, damn, I should have wrote something down.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But that's the beautiful thing about like crowd work too, that I've delved into a little bit more. Whether it just be talking to the crowd, getting to know them better. There's certain things that of course, if you hosting, hey, anybody celebrating a birthday,
Mhm.
you can end up with 5 minutes just off that, just off interactions.
Yep.
So, but it doesn't hurt to prepare some more
Yeah.
and stuff like that, man.
Even comedians like Matt Rife get their claim the fame off of their crowd work. Exactly. Like most people
Yeah,
go to the show not only just to hear him, speak, but just because they know that if they're in that front seat, if they pay for that, front seat, that they might get picked on or they might get, interacted with, and that's just
yeah.
something that people enjoy doing. So
Yeah, it's a lot of people. It seems like a trend now. Little bit more than usual, man. I
yeah.
see, like Nate Jackson. Yeah, Nate
Hmm.
Jackson. Hilarious dude, man. Andrew Schultz. He was doing it for a while, and then the person, I don't know his name. It's not Anwar, but it's one of the guys he was doing the podcast with. I see him now doing it, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's what's up. But I always try to give people something back, viewers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And, I always like asking these questions because when I ask different people, I'm gonna get a different response and
Every
stuff like
time.
that.
Yeah.
So I'd say, what's one thing that you're proud of that people don't know about Xavier Exotics?
Hmm. One thing I'm proud of. Uh I'm just proud. Honestly, I'm just proud of how far I am right now, man. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm,
I'm 31, about to be 32.
okay.
Black man in America,
Yeah.
wasn't supposed to make it past 25,
Right, 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 right,
very in a very violent city,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's definitely just being around for the ride, I think is sometimes what people aren't take into account sometimes, like just being around. Like any day above ground, my mom used to tell me is a good day. Like you
yeah,
could stub your toe, go bankrupt, yada yada, but you alive. You know what I'm saying? You
Mhm.
got another chance, another day to make it better, to change the outcome, to put it more in your favor. But there are people right now that ain't breathing, they ain't opening their eyes. You know what I'm saying? That they go to sleep last night and then didn't wake up this morning. So
Yeah.
that's one thing I'm real proud of, that I made it this far.
Yeah, man.
I'm real proud that I'm able to put on for my family the way I do too. Like I if you have people who know me growing up, they'll know that my family's kind of like all over the place. But I kind of keep the tether for them all together. Like I was always an outgoing, go do it, hands on
Mhm.
type person, and it shows in all the things that I do. Whether it be, I had a lot of people tell me no
Mhm.
throughout my life. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
nah, I can't help you there. Nah, I can't do this, yada yada. And it's all the no's that actually helped me grow. So I'm
Okay.
actually thankful and proud of everyone who told me no, because then by telling me no, I had to go out and go learn and do it myself. You know what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
couldn't rely on anyone else. Not because I couldn't rely on them, but because like you need to rely on yourself a lot more of the time than you rely on other people. So I
Yeah.
think that's one other thing that I'd be proud of too. That like through all the no's, through all the people stepping down or trying to snap rug pull and all that stuff, like I'm
Mhm.
still standing. I'm still here,
Absolutely.
and we still going to basically ride the road out.
Yeah. It builds resilience too, man. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Builds resilience, man. Like one thing I'm just reminding myself, because I have my frustrations and stuff like that. It can't be too easy.
Yeah.
If,
Right.
if
Yeah.
shit too easy, then you
Everyone
ain't
gonna
gonna
do it.
yeah, yeah, you
Exactly.
ain't gonna appreciate it like that. So even when I was trying to fix the furnace and shit, I'm like, okay, it can't be too easy. Nigga, I have no strength in my hands right now trying to put that junk together, man. But yeah, man, I don't know, man. I don't know if anybody else out there done survived the winter without heating your house, but nigga, it is not for the faint of heart.
No, sometimes you gotta put that stove on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Open that oven door.
Yeah,
Keep the
man.
rest of that house warm. Hey, some people don't know about them struggles, and it's not a bad thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just everyone lives a different life. People who have more struggles along that line have a little bit more of a balancing around their lives. You know what I'm saying? They understand
Mhm.
the consequences of responsibility. Like if I'm not
Yeah.
responsible with my money, I'm gonna have not have heat, and I can't go. A
Mhm.
quick story. Before my parents moved from New York to Virginia, because my mom wanted to be closer to her side of the family, because we were up here in New
Yeah.
York with my dad's, they all moved down. So 3 weeks before the big move, I told them I wasn't gonna go. I was gonna go get my own. I was in the works of getting my own apartment with a buddy of mine, and I
Mhm.
just wasn't gonna go down. So
Yeah.
my dad, being the I would say control freak that he was,
Okay.
it was like, all right, well, if that's not the plan, you don't want to be in our plans or whatever, get the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? So he kicked me out 3 weeks before we were supposed to, make that big move. So
Yeah.
I stayed in my car, which was literally right next door to their house, because,
Okay.
literally right next door. I was sat outside in the middle of the winter. It was between November to December, and it
Okay.
was 3 weeks. And I remember it was the coldest fucking winter ever, because we had blizzards like I think
Oh,
every
man.
other day. And I was in that car just saying to myself, I will never get to this point again. Never in my life will I ever have to live in a car. You know what I'm saying? In this
Yeah.
snow, not having food, basically struggling just to keep alive to the
Yeah,
next
man.
morning. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
Yeah.
that shit was hard. I don't really tell anyone about it, because, like, it's not, no one really needs to know about it.
I feel
But
you.
for the most part, like, it just showed me, like, yo, when you put yourself to a point, when you get to like the way bottom, and you just say no, no more.
Mhm.
I'll never do this shit again. I'll never put myself in this situation. It
Right.
reflects in like the things that you do. You always move a little bit more poised, with a little bit more
Yeah.
knowledge on what you did in your past. So like I'm gonna make sure that shit never happens again. So like that's something
Absolutely.
again I'm proud of. Like I came from fucking nothing, dog. Like there's
Yeah.
times where I didn't have a place to put my head at. I didn't have a place to put my clothes at. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here couch hopping from over here to over there,
Yeah.
bro. It gets to you after a while. But like you
Yeah.
gotta keep the mentality. All right, there's better days coming. There's
Yeah.
better things going on. I just gotta learn from this. And if I make sure that I'm thankful to say that since 2012, I literally have never had to live in that lifestyle again. You know what I'm saying? I'm always on
Yeah.
something better. I got my own. I maintain, and I make sure that we're always striving for more.
Yeah.
So
One thing for me, man, I'm like, yeah, I've had some low moments, man. I'm like, I just remember telling myself, even in my like, I had like, shit. I don't want to go into detail, but just like a weak ass moment, man. And I'm like, yo, you know what? Although I don't feel it right now, there's a different way to handle this. There's a different like, yes, better days are ahead of me, but I'm like, I had to motivate myself. Like,
Mhm.
yo, you stronger than this shit, bro. Like you.
Weak people
How
fold
do
to
I?
this.
Huh?
Weak people fold to this. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah. I'm like, yo, you got this shit. One day at a time. Don't try to overthink it. Don't try to plan next year. Don't try to plan next month. Take this shit one day at a time. Rebuild yourself, man. Um, but it's moments like that that build your character, that build your resilience,
Mhm.
that make you tougher and help you to whether it be stand up for yourself, whether it be, you know, uh, just be more responsible. Uh, but yeah, man, you gotta go through stuff like
Yeah.
that sometimes, man.
Character development is very much needed. I almost character developed into the villain, motherfucker. I
Oh
swear to
yeah,
God,
it's close.
my villain arc was coming.
Yeah, right.
But like I said, better days came, and I ain't have to go that route. You know what I'm saying, now I can fight for the side of good instead of evil. You know.
Yeah, that's what's up, bro. Man, you think DC gonna get it right, bro? DC and Marvel, like
Oh, okay.
Marvel's a powerhouse,
Yeah, yeah. No,
but
Marvel definitely is running shit right now.
yeah,
It's a far and away them right now. Not to say that DC doesn't have the capability of it, because like honestly, the DC Dark Comics is for a reason. They can do something that Marvel can't, and that's bring darkness or a little bit of like I would say real world experience to these movies. Like what I'm
yeah,
saying, like you look at someone like Ant-Man and their origin story, and then look at someone like Batman and his origin story. You know what I'm saying? One went through a significant darker time,
yeah,
which
yeah,
created a better person. So not to say that they can't, because like they have the ability to. I just
yeah,
don't think the production there as big as Marvel, because
uh-huh,
Marvel's actually had like the whole planning thing around for it. But that's not to say that they can't. I'm very much a fan of DC Comics and whatnot. So
yeah,
I did love the Marvel arc. I think the last Marvel arc with the coming from like the Infinity War one was a
yeah,
little bit better than what they're going into now.
okay,
With the second phase or whatever it was, phase
yeah.
two.
Some hard shit to follow, bro.
Yeah,
Some
exactly,
some
exactly.
hard shit to follow, man. Um, and I'm like, I always told people, I'm like, I feel like DC has a lock on the animated movies. Like
Yes,
they shit is
that too.
spectacular,
Yeah,
and then just Marvel, they got ahead of the game, man. They
yeah.
got the freaking movie
The
franchise. Like,
IRL ones for real. Yeah.
yeah, like I liked Ben Affleck as Batman personally. I feel like I'm an oddball for some reason for
I
saying
don't know.
it,
I like a
but
Clooney Batman. I'm not gonna lie.
okay.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
And
I
what was it? Did you see what was it? It was the Flash. Did you see that one?
didn't see the Flash. No, 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 no.
Oh, that
Not
shit
the
was
new one
fire.
yet. Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I don't. Are you planning to see it? Oh,
Oh,
look.
I probably will. Yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
do eventually like to watch them all through and see
Okay.
everything, and see how the character develops and whatnot, the storylines and all that stuff, what ties in that later on and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So eventually I will. I just haven't. I've been involved in a lot of music. Starting my own podcast.
Okay.
Up to is another TCG podcast, and so I've been having my hands in a lot. So I
That's
don't
what's
have a
up,
lot of
bro.
me time to kind of just sit back and watch it anymore. But I
Yeah.
plan on it too. Yeah.
That's what's up, bro. Where you have like plug it if you about
Oh,
your
yeah, it's called
podcast.
Semi-Limited Podcast. It's just TCG for people who play trading card games. It's a
Okay.
game called Yu-Gi-Oh! Just we play it competitively with a couple of buddies of mine and whatnot. We go all over the nation and just playing cards and whatnot. But we have a podcast where we just sit there and talk about like strategy cards coming out. We get like the better players to come in and like
Okay.
chit chat and whatever like that, help the new coming players and whatnot. But it's just a a lot of work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
even something as simple as like this right here is just a lot of work, a lot of commitment, a lot of time, a lot of energy,
Yeah, man.
and it takes away from other things like that you would enjoy doing on your free time instead of working and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
I've
man.
always been really big on keeping yourself busy in some sort of work. You know what I'm saying? If I'm a busy man is never a broke man. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
So whether it's something like a podcast, music, acting, whatever it is, like,
Hmm.
doing TikTok, comedy skits or whatever like that. I
Right.
get my
Right.
hands in everything.
And I think not even just as men, as people, we always need to have something that we're working towards, something that we're reaching for, and
Yeah.
stuff like that. That gives you that sense of purpose. Anybody out there who, maybe you just bored, you haven't figured out what your thing is, man. Like even just working a job. You know, even a job can give you a sense of purpose, whether
Mhm.
it's, I would say preferably let it be something that you enjoy, but sometimes you can't be picking a job based off what you like.
Yeah,
Sometimes you
exactly.
need that damn money. So, but,
Idealistically, you would, but yeah, I feel you.
yeah, yeah. But like I know I gotta, all right, that's too much. It's too much. I was about to say some real shit, but nah. I don't know. It's always I definitely push that, man. We always got to have something that we're working towards, man. Um, we go through life. You said you're 31. I'm 32. I'm sure in this point of life, somebody's giving you some wisdom. You
Mm.
know what I mean? There's things that you've learned. What's a gem that you've learned through experience, or that somebody gave you that you stand on?
Hmm. A gem that I stand on, I would probably say, hmm. I like to try to keep myself as busy as possible. So like
Mhm.
I watched an interview. I don't know if you know who Rob Dyrdek is. He skateboarder who used to be sponsored by DC. Runs that the Fantasy Factory and stuff like that. But I
Okay.
watched an interview about him one time, and they were talking about how this man has got 18 things going on at once at any given point in time. He's got a TV show, a skate factory, his own business, his DC sponsorships and stuff like that. But when he gets done with all that and he starts having fewer and fewer things on his docket, he
Mhm.
starts getting a little bit more like irritable, a little bit like mismatches. Like the less he has on his plate, the more
Yeah.
unfocused he is, and
Oh.
it's weird because they were saying like how like the more stuff he has, the like, more fine tuned he is, the more focused he is, the more
Uh-huh.
better the results is for everything like that. Just because you're so focused on all these things. So like
Yeah.
if it were to be one thing I'm standing on, it's stay hyper focused. Like don't
Okay.
let any of those distractions get to you. Like people are gonna want to go out. People are gonna want to go celebrate things. Like I don't go out and drink. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Okay.
go to bars like that. I don't drink unless there's a reason to go drink. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
like
Right. Right.
if
Right.
people can go out there and go drink just because it's Saturday, but you won't catch me down there. Even certain people's like birthdays and like bigger events, you won't catch me down there because it's like it's not big enough. Like this, not this. What are we celebrating? You know what I'm saying? If we
I'm
didn't
with
do
you.
anything worth celebrating, why are we over here partying and stuff like that? We didn't
Right.
do anything. So Drake had a really nice line. You guys can keep on partying. I'll just make all the music you party to. You know what I'm saying? So
I like that one. Yeah.
that's literally the way I look at it. Like if you're hyper focused on something, like that's the goal. The goal is for me to get played. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like I who cares about the excess little things, you know what I'm saying? Jimmy's got a party down here. Your friends want to go smoke. Uh, some people want to go see a movie or something like that. I'm not saying don't go have fun, but I'm just saying don't do it at the expense of what you got to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Almost how you're saying, like don't procrastinate with it.
Yeah.
So if I'm gonna stand on something like that, just stay hyper focused, man. Hyper focus is all the successful people are all hyper focused. They
Yeah.
make sure that nothing gets in the way of what the goal is, and they know exactly what they're doing each day. They're not just going through figuring it out as they go. Like they know, all right, I'm gonna wake up, I got this to do. As soon as I get done with this, I gotta go check on this has to get updated. I gotta go make sure that these moves are all right. You know what I'm saying? So like that's definitely something that I try to stand on. At least my dad always
Uh,
instilled that in me. He was a hardworking man. uh Even he was a assistant manager at Walmart, which was back in fucking '95. Was like the most
okay.
extreme job that you could have. It
Right.
was like not even the manager at Walmart, the assistant manager at Walmart was the
Okay.
most pressured job because you had so much responsibility and
Yeah.
so much stress all the time from all the things you had to do. So watching him be able to smoothly process things like that always made a difference to me, especially in the
Yeah.
way I work and the way I my work ethic is just crazy. Like
That's what's up.
people be looking at me sometimes and like I'll be going to my 9 to 5, and then I'll come out and I'll immediately clock in the studio. And then right when I get done with the studio, I'm doing a music video. When I get done with the music video, I'm creating concepts for someone else or doing a feature for somebody. And then
Yeah.
people be like, "Yo, when you sleep?" I'll be like, "When I got time, dog." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When
Right. Right.
everything's
Right.
done, it's when I sleep.
That's what's up, bro.
I go days sometimes without sleeping sometimes just because like there's work to be done. And no
Yeah.
one's gonna do it. I'm very very nitpicky, so
Okay.
like I like it very very specific. So like and
I'm
no
with you.
one's gonna do it the way that I would do it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
So I
Right.
might as well just get up and go do it.
I feel you, bro. I definitely feel you on that. I remember like when we started this, and definitely once we start getting some episodes under our belt, I remember just hitting a level where
Hmm.
I was like, yo, I'm going for it, bro. And I remember just like, yeah, working my job and stuff like that, and then just immediately working on the podcast, whether it be, just uh checking episodes, planning for future episodes, trying to get sketches together, stuff like that, and posting and stuff like that, and then finding out the best way to post and all that, and trying to find out the algorithm. And I remember it was just like I would go to sleep like probably 12, maybe,
Yep.
2
1,
or
2 in the
something like
morning.
that.
Yep.
Yeah. But everything was running smoothly,
Hmm.
and I was tired at work, but I was moving after something. And that, once again gives you that great sense of purpose.
It drains you,
Um,
but it also fuels you, you know? Like,
yes.
yeah, it's like you
Yes.
go home from work and you're like, damn, like I mean, I want to go do this, but I know I got to do this. And by the time you get into like even let's just say this episode, you got to do like the photos for people, you got to get the bios, you got to get the questions, you got to get
Yeah.
everything all situated, ready to go. And then that kind of fuels you, like, all right, well, puts a fire underneath you. So that way, you know, you got to get it done, you know?
Uh, I want to say this, man. Like, I know you love rap. I love comedy. Things change through time. You know what I mean? Like, there's genres of rap right now that exist that didn't exist 20 years ago.
That's true. That's true.
For me, I love standing up on stage and performing in front of people live. You know what I mean? Whether
Hmm.
it's open mic, actual comedy show, whatever. That's something that I would never want to change, never want to change about stand-up comedy. What's one thing that you would never want to change about rap?
Hmm. One thing I'd never want to change, I think, is the stories that we tell. I think that
Okay.
the stories that we tell through our music reach not only the people that connect with us, but the people who will potentially connect with us later on. You know what I'm saying? There are songs that you ever heard that song's too far ahead of its time? You know what I'm saying? Or dropped too
Uh,
soon. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't,
okay.
it's
Okay.
like shit like that. Like there's
Yeah.
times where people go like I would say currently Nicki Minaj is going through ridicule, I guess, because she for how popular she is and how long she's been in the music scene, not a lot
Mhm.
of people know about her backstory, you know what I'm saying, where she's
Oh,
from,
okay.
how she got to where she was going to. She's kind of been very, very private about that.
Yeah.
But like those are the stories that people like want to hear about. Like that's what connects me to your favorite artist. You know what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
aspire artists like J. Cole. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's someone who I really, really look up to, admire, and respect, and is on their craft as well as a personal level.
Yeah.
So to find out where he's gone through, how he was from North Carolina, single mom, dad wasn't in the picture,
Mhm.
mom didn't really have a big handle and everything. So like the kids kind of got to like grow up sooner, get a little bit
Right.
more mature, handle things out like that. I can relate to that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
my family's gone through similar points. You know what I'm saying? I've gone through similar points as him. So it's kind of like that's related. Like him telling his story allowed me to connect with him in that way and just be like, all right, well, at least I'm not the only motherfucker who's doing like living this life or going
Right.
through
Right.
this shit. So like, I definitely don't think that we should be changing up the stories. Like everyone needs to let their I don't want to keep saying story, but everyone needs to let their story be heard. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone's gone through something. Everyone's ac- accomplished things. Everyone's gone through turmoil and shit like that. But that's what makes us into better people and getting through those bads and I think talking through it. You know what I'm saying? And a
Yeah.
lot of these rappers have uh, music to kind of play that outlet for them, and
Mhm.
I just don't think that that needs to change. I don't care if it's mumbling. I don't care if it's like you're actually rapping, you're singing, or whatever it is. If you're telling something that's from the heart and it actually came from you, that's what we
Yeah.
need right there. That's what I don't think should ever change. As long as people keep trying to tell their story in any way, shape, or form, that I think the art will progress.
That's what's up, bro. Like I know, read the bio. Your well, not genre. I'm not trying to limit you. As
Mm.
far as you doing positive rap. What do you think is like one of the most unique things about doing positive rap?
Oh, the most unique things. Probably just I would say the reactions when I get when I go on stage, when I go live, you know what I'm saying? People
Okay.
look at me, even if you look at me like right now, you know what I'm saying? Just they'll think that, all right, he gonna throw some bars together, he can go up there, rap a little bit.
Yeah.
But like, I actually got like melodies, I actually got harmonies, counter melodies,
Right.
I got hooks, you know what I'm saying? They're like things that are well put together. And I just try to give people a different way of looking at something, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we can
Yeah.
all come from the same spot. Let's just take Syracuse, for example. You know what I'm saying? It's not the best city in the world. I still love it. You know what I'm saying? There's
Right.
a lot
Right.
of bad things with it, but like, yo, you don't have to highlight that. You know what I'm saying? I
It's
like,
home.
well, yeah,
Like,
exactly. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like, I would much rather uh talk about something more uplifting and positive than all the negative that gets all the attention from around here. So definitely when I
Right.
go on stage and I start talking about doing better for yourself, overcoming the odds, stuff like that, it's kind of different when you're vibing. You're like, oh shit, not only are you kind of enjoying the music, but you're kind of learning something. You're kind of like
Yeah.
understanding like, oh yeah, there is a different way to look at things. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to rap about guns and money and bitches and all that shit
Right.
all the time. There are other things to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
but that I would say is like one of like the breakthrough things. Like, I go on stage and I do like shows, whether it be at like Funk and Waffles, like a little open mic night or something like that, or even my bigger shows when I'm starting to headline or I'm opening up for somebody else. Like, you never know how they're going to take it, and especially being in a genre, or I would say an area where the negative gets more of the attention.
Right.
It's,
Right.
it's harder to take the opposite approach and be like, all right, I'm going to go against the grain and see how this, although this is authentic to me, maybe it's authentic to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Someone else has
Mhm.
got to be going through this the same way I'm going through it. They got to be looking at it as the glass half full instead of the glass half empty, you know? So
Yeah.
that's definitely something I would say is different, for to say the
Yeah.
least, you know. The shocked faces when you start doing a hook or a line and like that, they really start pumping with it, you know.
Yeah,
Because I've gone to bars and places where you think that everyone in the lineup is doing rap, and I'm talking about hardcore ghetto rap. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
Like
Yeah.
they got the punchlines in the bars, they token, you know what I'm saying, all
Right.
that
Right.
stuff. But like then you got me going on there, and I'm talking about, yeah, live your life, do work hard. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's just a night and day difference, but like they still relate, and I still get just as much attention, just as
Yeah.
much
Yeah.
crowd interaction and stuff like that. Just from being myself and like letting that project. So I
Mhm.
would say that's definitely one of them too.
That's what's up, bro. That reminds me of like clean comedy and stuff. Like I know
Yeah,
when
yeah.
I started out, especially I started what 19, started doing it, consistently 19. So still in the house, still young. Just did clean comedy and stuff
Mhm.
like that. However, some of the jokes could be kind of classified as a little dirty, but it was a twist to it. That's definitely something I gotta work back towards and stuff like that. Stuff like that, being true to yourself keeps you unique. You know what I
Yes.
mean? You wouldn't want to get to
Authentic
where
too, you
yeah,
know?
yeah, you don't want to get to where you're reaching for, but then you look in the mirror, you don't know who the fuck you is.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So you always stay true to yourself. I want to, just encourage people, man. Uh, even if your road might be a little harder than others, stay true to yourself, man. You don't, just I ain't got shit else behind that, but I'm just saying, stay true to yourself, man, for sure,
No,
bro.
that's
Stay
facts. In fact,
encouraged.
it means a little bit more when you're staying true to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
I think Black or Six Lack, as some people call him, he said it the best. One of his songs, he was like, I'm not doing that shit that everyone else does, because if I do it and it pops, then I got to keep doing it, and I
right,
got
right,
to
right,
keep doing it and keep doing it, and that's no way to, like, you become a song, or you become like a gimmick instead of a name. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Or a
right.
brand or something like that. Where if you stick true to yourself and you just do the music that you like, or you do the comedy that you like, or you do the crafts that you like, eventually no one can say any bad, because you're doing everything that you want to do. You know what I'm saying? That this is
Hmm.
who you are.
Yeah,
You're not
man.
hiding it, you know?
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, bro. Um, as y'all see, I got like a suit on today, right?
Didn't tell no
So,
one else though.
yeah, yeah, yeah. My bad. Rather had to do laundry, bro. That's what it come down to, man. It's shit, y'all. I kind of don't want to tell y'all, but it's shit a little young on me. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Keep my hands on them straight. But nah, man. Once again, bro, appreciate you coming on, bro. Appreciate you reaching out. You know, I don't ever want to take it for granted the fact that people are interested in working with me and stuff like that, man.
Oh, absolutely, man.
I'm definitely
You're an entity
grateful.
around here for sure. You know?
I appreciate that,
No,
bro.
absolutely, dog.
You know, uh, shit, bro. 2015, man, all the way to
Yeah,
2023, bro. We here, man.
almost a decade. That's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
You know?
So, I don't know, man. Anything else? Any other message you want to leave to the people before we close out?
I mean, if y'all interested in my music, you guys can find me on all major platforms. Just type up Exoticz, Exoticz. Dropped my latest project, Profound, back in August of 2023. So be sure to check that out. It's already submitted to the Syracuse Area Music Awards. I've been nominated the last 3 years in a row. From my first solo album, then I had another joint project, and then hopefully this one's going to be picked up now too. I got close. I was runner up my first year. We didn't make it the second year, but I'm trying to take that award. I'm taking the Sammys home this year. We're gonna Sammys this year and the Grammys in the year after.
Okay.
So you guys go check that out. Profound on all social media and all platforms and all distributions and all that stuff. And much shout outs to Mike for having me out here. C2C Radio and all of them. I was talking to some of the producers around here that got a lot of shit worked out for you guys as far as like new venues, more people coming in, more things to do. So I love hearing it. You know what I'm saying? This is exactly what cities like Syracuse need, and I think people around and like need platforms like this to not only project themselves, but to provide a platform of positivity for someone else. You know what I'm saying? Doing something good for themselves. So shout outs to you guys as well. Other than that, I would say just stay true to you. Find something that you like doing and stay on to it. You know what I'm saying? Work hard. Keep your head to the grindstone because all that shit pays off. While your friends are all doing their things and celebrating for no reason or whatever like that, you're gonna be out there grinding, doing your thing, and getting to a better place. It's all about biding your time and making sure that you have the right opportunities in front of you. So keep your head on the tracks. The way I look at it.
I remember this one too. Hard work beats talent, but
When talent
talent
don't
doesn't.
work hard.
Yeah, man. That's something that keeps me motivated. Staying consistent and stuff like that, man. Where can people find you at, man? Social media.
Oh yeah, social media is EXOTICZ 315. So Exoticz 315. I think that's on like what, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. And then if you're just looking me up for my music, I have my projects, Profound for the Love of Music, and I think a couple solo songs with people like World Be Free, Quay the King, a bunch of other cute guys. That's all available on Apple Music, Spotify, Google Music, and all that stuff. So you feel free to look me up there as well.
First time you said "World Be Free," I was thinking of the basketball player. I ain't gonna hold you. Only reason,
Nah, my man Brian Freeman, you know what I'm saying? He be looking out for the little ones,
all right.
So
Only reason I remember him is like I bust my brother's ass in 2K one time with the Sixers, like the '86, and I thought he was like a nobody. I was like, all right, this dude got some skills, the layup package and all that.
Yep.
Beat him by 30. I hold on to those wins because it doesn't happen often. All right, people, ladies and gentlemen, Xavier Exoticz in the building, man. Appreciate you. Always go for the clutch. My bad. I gotta redo.
All good.
You gotta give an official handshake when you got a guest like
You
this.
already know.
Xavier Exoticz, people, go ahead and support, man. Follow him on socials. Go ahead and get that album. Appreciate you, man. We here, brother. This is 2024.
Right,
this is how we starting it off, man. Absolutely, starting it off. Appreciate you guys having us. Yeah, I'm in your home at some point. I'm in your home. I'm on your phone, in the earbud, C2C Indie Radio, the YouTube app, website. And remember, people, C2C stands for city to city, county to county, and coast to coast. Always wanted to do that. We're going to close out, people. If you like this episode, click that like button, hit that subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell on the side to make sure you are notified every time we post a new video. Possibly, most importantly, make sure you share this episode with somebody who could use a laugh, somebody who could use some education,
or some
and somebody who could use some motivation.
That's right.
The fact that I didn't point in the right direction kind of fucked me up a little bit. 'Cause I got it last week. I got it the other week, man. All right, people, you know the deal, man. Appreciate it. This is Xavier Exoticz. I'm Mike Terry. Blacksmith 24/7. I'm so sorry. In the building, ones and twos, the producer, the engineer, the editor, the MVP, people. Shout out to the whole C2C Indie Radio family. Seldom, KJ Slay. I don't remember everybody else's name. No. If I try to go on the list, I'm gonna miss somebody. But shout out to the whole family. We're gonna keep going strong. This is 2024. We out.